Welcome to the first episode of One Hit Gaming. Here we have an adorable game that a friend of mine told me about not too long ago called Thomas Was Alone.
Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
Alright, I'm a rectangle. I'm an orange rectangle named Thomas. Sorry about that. Gameplay's pretty basic. Moving with the keys or thumbstick. I'm using a keyboard, so keys. Up is jump.
Thomas decided to start listing his
Pause menu.
observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
Alright, so he can fall, he can jump, and he observes things, so this is good. So far we're on level 0.3.
Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think.
Inverted
What if there was
fall.
some kind of
So we've got jumping, it's introducing jumping now.
What's the
I can cut off the narrator.
a big jump? But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't
Oh,
want it.
well, Thomas made it. Good stuff. 0.5. Here we go. Oh,
Dangerous.
ceiling.
The world
Floor is falling.
trusted.
Ceiling.
Was unstable, and it seemed
Think I got
to
this.
Thomas that it could let him down.
The ledges are narrower.
Thomas
I think he can do it.
wondered whether the portals were actually
Maybe.
taking him
There we go.
anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up. It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills.
Oh, too far. Oh, all the way down.
Designed just for him.
Stress again. Oh,
He wondered
no,
why.
too soon.
Was the
Too,
world testing him?
too soon.
No. Too obvious.
Alright, no jump. There we go. Thomas can fly when he wants. And he can hit the roof. Oh, water. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you can't
Glowing
swim.
water
Oh,
intimidated Thomas.
no.
He didn't like
Thomas turned into little
it.
squares.
Certainly didn't want to swim in it.
Alright. Hit a
Made another
checkpoint.
mental note. 4. Water. Not good.
Oh, now it tells me water is not good to be avoided.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas.
Squares.
No amount of
Oh, no.
observation or obsessive note-taking
Thomas is
could combat that.
becoming lonelier. If only Thomas had friends. Possible foreshadowing, maybe. We'll find out. Here we go. Ooh, there we go. Cool. Ah, level 0.1.
Thomas had a new theory.
Alright.
The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation,
Oh,
he'd become a pretty skilled jumper.
too much eagerness.
He
But it's true,
was
Thomas is
evolved.
very skilled jumper.
He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Nope. There we go. Oh. Thomas can't jump as high as I think he can. We'll try that again. I've gotten myself caught. There we go. Much better. And finish. So I don't know how much this game is, but I got it from a Humble Bundle a while back. I think it's $5 or $10. It's definitely worth it.
Chris
I have two characters now.
and deep dislike to these skinny men.
Chris and
Who the
Thomas.
hell did this Thomas think he
cute.
was?
Chris seems to be a bit of an ass, but I don't know. Maybe it's part of his squarish charm. It's not too hard to switch characters. Oh, we're on the other side now. It's 1.2.
He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times.
And Chris can make it. Okay.
Technically graceful.
Reading
Wrong
Thomas.
word, but you know,
Whoa.
fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
Oof. Jumped right into that one. Alright, so we got Thomas up here, and it's Chris. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. There we go. Let's get Chris to his little chalk outline. Is he dead? Am I killing him when I go to the portals? Oh, that's a weird thought. Boom. Oh. Oh. There we go. Ah, you couldn't see it, but you heard the little boop. .3.
This was more like it. A glowy white.
Switch. Switch. Cool.
Only Chris.
I'll probably stop around 2
Course, made it all
or
the more enticing.
3. I don't know how
What
long
would it do? What
it'll take me to get there.
opportunity
Oh,
might
Chris
this
cannot
switch
put that
open
back.
up to him? Grace. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously. This made the whole
a good thing they're both-
thing entirely worthwhile.
Square-ish. They stack really nicely. There we go. What do we got?
Was this good? Because on the surface,
Hmm.
it did not seem good.
Like this time Thomas needs Chris.
Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris
Oh, look at that, the
couldn't
floor
shake
opened
feeling
up.
that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to.
Hoping there's a
piggyback
switch or
his way
something,
to
because I know
ever
for a
so
fact
slightly
Chris
higher
cannot make that
platforms,
jump.
but where had that
No,
got
that's
him?
just where Thomas goes.
Well,
Okay.
to ever so slightly higher
And if
platforms.
Chris...
Sort of his point.
Oh, wow. Chris is better than I give him credit for. Hope the audio's not too loud. I'm a little muffled in one ear, so everything has to be louder than it seems for it to go through both ears. So, like I mentioned earlier, this game's on Steam. It's pretty cute. I like the British narrative. I'm a sucker for games with narrative.
With pure hatred.
Chris has some
He seems
hatred
so very
issues.
happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness.
Not sure what Chris's problem is really, but oh, it
It was all
moves.
the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot.
Thomas goes, apparently.
Who would split them up.
It's neat. I never thought of rectangles as being able to make noise, so... As well as PC, I believe Thomas was alone... that's not supposed to happen. Thomas is alone is also for PS Vita, and I'm assuming some other console, be it handheld, but since I don't actively check for such things, I only know that it's for PC and Vita. Oh. Speaking of Vita, rather disappointed that we haven't been getting many games from Japan lately. Oh yeah. The Vita showed so much promise, and then what seems like the norm these days is we get shafted by game release. Anywho. 1.6. We have a third friend. Or second friend, I guess.
Knew.
John.
He knew that this was his chance. A
John?
moment
John.
to shine. This was game day.
John is very tall. There we go. Ah, I see that little hole in the ground there.
Would not
Come on,
do.
John.
John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things.
Oh.
Where did they come from,
WSAD?
anyway?
Oh. There are multiple control schemes for this game. That's cool. Anyways. That's Chris over there. Thomas. John. There's a switch. And water.
John inhaled the air of the open
Can John jump
space.
farther? He
It
can.
smelled
Whoa.
of awesome.
So far, John is
Time to flex those muscles.
my favorite shape.
Put his training to use time.
Jumps
to
nice
show
and
those
far.
little dots how it was done.
It's nice and tall.
John
I'll leave Chris by
decided to
himself.
press the switch to let the little
Thomas
dots
being the
catch up with him.
quote-unquote main character.
John cared for his new allies.
Here comes
You could
Chris.
tell from the sympathetic expression practiced in the mirror all these years.
Oh, he needs someone. I'm sure Thomas can help. I gotta say, the music in this game is fantastic. I could just listen to it for hours. It's so repetitive, yet so lulling, I suppose is the word. And I think that about wraps it up. Oh, we're almost there. Gotta get Chris to the finish. He's slow and stubby, but he can just keep by being a grouch. But he needs Thomas. Everybody needs Thomas. He can't squeeze through there. John to the rescue! I missed something here. Whoa, and there we go. Ah, we're one away from the end. Or at least the end being 2. We need to put John on top of everyone else. Yes. Oh, I pushed Chris down. That's right, push Chris down. Push him to the ground. No. Chris is just fine.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
There we go. Knew I'd get it eventually. Except I forgot to put John. And how did Chris end up at the bottom? I know I can do this. I have faith in myself. And Chris. Come on, Chris. Chris, you got this. Nothing's holding you down. Except for John. John is now holding you down. Almost had it. I keep confusing myself with which buttons to press and which not to press, and it's a mess. There we go. And now Thomas on top of John. John can go and do his own thing again. I think. Nope. Everyone needs John again. Oh, Thomas.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red
Oh,
one,
John.
Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
Bye, Thomas. Oh. This time Fisher. There we go. John. Left in the dust.
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
I know earlier I said that Thomas was orange, but I guess he's more of a reddish color, just compared to Chris. Yeah, orange, red, close enough. Oh, that was the wrong key. It's not how it's supposed to work. Not at all. There we go. Everybody gets home. John's gotta wait his turn. That took much longer than it should have, but it's done. Ah, 1-1-0. I forgot. Okay. So this is the last one.
Balance and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph. Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
Chris is good, he's already found his place. Good job, Chris. We got Thomas and... And there you have it, the first 1.1 worlds, levels. Oh, I guess it counts as 2.1, so the first 2 worlds
This was
of Thomas is Alone.
She knew it would happen eventually.